How many of you would let Donald Trump run your Tinder account for an hour? How about Bill Clinton? What about Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe? For those of you who said no, that was probably the right decision, because he'd probably swipe right on everyone that he saw. You see, Japan really needs people to hook up right now. According to the 2017 CIA World Factbook, Japan has one of the world's lowest birth rates at 7.7 per 1,000 people, and one of the world's highest death rates at 9.8 per 1,000 people. Japan's population is shrinking. And as Japan's population shrinks, so too will its economy. And as an American ally, as Japan's economy shrinks, so too does our American influence in the region. This is a problem I've known about for years and have recently read and researched quite a bit about. So by the end of today, you're going to be able to answer 3 questions about Japan's fertility crisis. First, why it's happening, what their government is doing about it, and in the end, what may save the Japanese economy. So first, let's look at why Japan is having this fertility crisis. Like many developed nations, Japan's women have recently experienced the liberation many are seeking to become the top CEOs of the best companies and have long careers. And as a result, as Aziz Ansari noted in his 2015 book, Modern Romance, the vast majority of Japanese women self-reported as not being interested in sex because of the costs it might pose to their career. You see, having a baby requires extensive time off work, and that time off work can hamper the prospects of a career even after returning to the job. So it's not surprising then that we're seeing Japanese women put off childbirth to a later date, if not declining to have a child at all. All right, so now we understand why Japan is less fertile. Let's now find out what their government's doing about it. So while he may not be swiping on Tinder, in 2015, Prime Minister Abe signed into law a suite of policies aimed at curbing the fertility crisis in ways. And according to a 2016 Business Insider article, one of these policies set up what are called machikan parties. These are parties created by the government designed to get local Japanese singles to meet up. It's now common for the Japanese government to rent out a bar or nightclub on the weekend to host one of these parties. And get this, let's say at one of these parties, 2 singles are having a conversation. You know, they're new, they're flirting, you know, things are going well. But all of a sudden it gets awkward. The conversation stalls. Oh no. Well, don't worry. A government official will come right over to them and help smooth the conversation back out and get the flirting back to a 100. Remember, they got to hook up, right? It's pretty crazy. Imagine next time you're flirting with that girl or guy you have a crush on, Governor Bill Haslam just appearing to be your wingman. It's strange. All right, so now let's look at something that may actually save the Japanese economy now that we know what the government's been trying to do. Let me pose a question to you. You're a business. You need a job done, but you don't have the people to do it. How are you going to get it done? Well, if you can, you're probably going to get a robot to do it. And we all know this as automation. And we know that automation is most likely to occur in manufacturing. And according to a 2009 Journal of East Asia report, 20% of Japan's economy comes from manufacturing. And according to a 2017 economic analysis by PwC, 21% of Japan's economy is at high risk for automation by the 2030s. There's nothing directly linking these two reports, but it doesn't seem unreasonable to speculate that the growing wave of automation in Japan may help slow the decline of Japan's economy, even in the wake of a dwindling population. So now, we can all go out of here and we can tell people why Japan is having a fertility crisis, what their government is doing about it, and in the end, what may save their economy. Lucky us, right? But the original question still remains. Would you really let Donald Trump run your Tinder account for an hour? Maybe so, maybe not. But hopefully, you now realize how having 2.5 kids just may be the most patriotic thing you do in your life. Thank you.